This edition of the ZrT Trackmania Cup will be played out in a trio format, so to give you a better understanding about the different trios, who is playing together with who, and who is likely to end up winning the ZrT Trackmania Cup 2021, well, I made it easy for you. I made a tier list. I'm gonna make a tier list about who I think is gonna end up winning it, who is gonna end up in the grand final, who is ending up in the semifinals, and who is likely to not making it out of the qualifications that take place the 17th and 18th of July. These are about 20 different trios. At the moment, once I'm recording this, over 200 trios has registered. So of course, not every single trio will be on this list, but shout out to the people who made the Google Docs sheet so I could actually make this tier list. And also, if you want to make your own tier list, well, you find the link in the description, and feel free to tag me on Twitter to show me your own tier list. Let's get started. Let's get into it, and we start off with a banger of a team. It's Pack, Massa, and Spam, an international team. All of them are Trackmania Grand League players. All of them are professional Trackmania players, and professional means that you actually get paid to play this game. In this format, it's basically about having the least bad player in a team, because in the end, everybody needs to finish finalist mode alone. So Pack and Massa cannot carry Spam, or Pack and Spam cannot carry Massa. Essentially, everybody has to do a job, at least in a semi-final and a grand final. But I think this trio is really strong, doesn't have a weak link, so I would put them as a safe bet for the grand final. Next one, Yannex across an us side. Yannex, I know, he has a strong history, or at least starting to get a strong history at the ZrT Trackmania Cup. Semi-final last year. Across also got a strong history as far as I know, but still haven't reached a semi-final and above. Us side, not really any clue about him. I'll put him at a semi-final for now, but sort of a wild card in us side. Yannex, world-class player. Across, really good at the ZrT Cup, at least not he's not a bad player at this cup at least. Next one, is also a strong team. Bings, Wosile, and Worker. I know these players are training together in sort of a boot camp. So let's get it. Let's put them at the grand final. Bings having arguably the front runner for most improved player of 2021. Wosile, strong history at the ZrT Trackmania Cup, or at least a good history. He has played on the stage in 2019. Worker also having a strong 2021. A young French team coming up there, and I believe they take this cup seriously. So wouldn't be surprised if they may end up in the grand final. Grenade, Revolution, and Matt. Yeah, Revolution and Matt, for people that don't know, they play together in the duo format in Strasbourg. Ended up in the grand final, I believe so. Yeah. And Grenade, I don't know if he has played it last year, but he's a world-class player at the moment. So for now, let's put them in the grand final. I need to put some of these down, because essentially it's only going to be 3 teams in the grand final, and already I have 3 teams here. So yeah, we take that at the end. Next one, Lars, a German player, and Marius, also a German player, and then plus Dorex. Marius 89, one of the first ever grand finalists, I believe, in the ZrT Trackmania Cup. Plus Dorex, semi-finalist from 2017 or 18. I put them in a semi-final. Also, a team without a really bad player. All of them are good players. So a semi-final should be really, really doable for them. Wingobear, Uta, and Dionysus. I don't know too much about these players. When it comes below the world-class players at Trackmania Grand League, I'm not the best one, and certainly not for the French scene. I'm going to put them at quarter-final, essentially. I know the names of these, so I know they have been up on this list before, or up on event lists before. Wingo Bear, of course, semi-finalist from 2019, but yeah, quarterfinal I think should be somewhat fair. The next team, they had a nice trailer or announcement trailer, so that's why I included them. They seem to take it serious. Thomas is Thomas John or Sean. Too long name to fit everything, but I put them as underdogs. No expectations for them, but still, it's gonna be fun to follow them just because of they actually taking it so serious that they made our own announcement trailer. Same goes for Mi Quattro, Shark and Soldier, sort of an international team. Finland, Germany, and Belgium. Neither of them has a strong history at this cup, so I don't expect too much from them. But all of them are good players, so that might benefit them. That none of these players would be a contender for a semi-final in a solo format, but they might end up being in a semi-final now simply because they are a team of so many good players that none of them needs to be great. They only need none of them to be really bad. So I put them, but I put them as an underdog. No real expectations. Same with Nikolsby, Vivek, and Yakil. Not too much expectations, but it's a potential trio to make an upset or to make a run for it, maybe into a potential semi-final. Maybe a safe bet for a quarterfinal, but don't know what to expect. So essentially, that's why I put them here. But I included them because I have a feeling, or at least some expectation, for them to do something here. Next trio is the easiest no-brainer of them all. Gwen, defending champion. Papu, been in so many grand finals. Aurel, also in the grand final last year, has also been in so many grand finals that it's almost somewhat unfair that these three are together. But they still have to perform. They still have to do the racing. And who knows, like I said, this can be a finalist fiesta. And then it doesn't really matter about, let's say, if Gwen finishes 10 rounds before everybody else. He still needs to wait for Aurel and Papu. And that trio hasn't won until the last of them have finished a finalist mode. So they are the really big favorites, but I wouldn't bet my house on them actually winning. SRK, Ortiax, or Ortiax, yeah, sure. Natic, Underdogs. Some notable names, but still haven't seen them perform well in a ZrT Cup format. Energized, Link, Monera. I'll put them semi-final, quarter-final. They are one of these teams that should make it easy into the Sunday of this qualification, but then the Sunday might be a make or break. If are they going to be one of the 9 teams in the semifinal, or are they going to be one of the teams that is not going to make it? Essentially, 27 teams make it into the quarterfinal, and then 9 teams make it from here. So it's a big gap, but I'll be kind for now and say semifinal. Same Tirli, Coco, Viso, yeah, sure. Coco, most notable player here, but none of them sticks out as a unknown player, but none of them sticks out as a really world class player. At least not anymore. It's been a while since I see Coco at a world class level. Uh, I put this also in a semi-final. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, yeah. But yeah, Mika, Maimo Jr., Sam. I feel like they can reach semi-final. No real good argument for it. Just feels like these names are up there on the French events and other events. So, but not a safe bet. Don't quote me on it. Darker, Ceramics, and Alpha. Darker had sort of a breakthrough last year once he played for then Kameto Corp. Ceramics, also a player that I feel like some professionals say that this guy I should beat, but then the ZrT Cup comes around and he shows that he's a capable player, at least at this style, and can actually battle against some of these top players in other environments. And Alpha, to be honest, no real insight on him, but a quarter-final should be the goal, and then a bonus should maybe be the semi-final, but I haven't asked them how serious they take it. Glass, Dofalt, Snow, strongest contender in my eyes for Gwen, Papu, and Aurel. Why? Simply because I don't feel like any of them are bad, and I feel like all of them are good on this environment. Not like a star player sticking out. I wouldn't put any of them as a safe bet for a potential grand final in a solo format, but once it comes to a trio format, when the whole team and essentially once again having the least bad player, it's a solid trio. They have this boot camp as well. They take this serious, so yeah. CarlJr, by the way, for people that want a real expert opinion, said in an interview with me that he thinks this trio is the strongest contender for Gwen, so I have to agree with him there. I don't dare to do anything else. Ayoko, Rin, and Otak, quarterfinal. I don't know what really to expect from him. I know Otak is a good player. I know Ayoko has a decent history at the ZrT Cup. Rin, not too much information about it, but quarterfinal, a potential semi-finalist as well. I think the jump here is big, but the level between the last team to make it in and the first team to not make it in is going to be super small. So yeah, a tough cut, but it's going to be a close cut. Chalik, Legu, and Mara, let's go and put them in a semi-final. Why not? Or honestly, I put them in underdogs. Chalik is the manager of these three, and then you have Legu, not really following him lately. Mara, coming from a underwhelming performance at the Trackmania World Cup. I had big expectations for him. I'm sure he had it. He essentially said that he could have become a world champion, but that wasn't the day for him. That wasn't the group stage for him. So maybe he has something to prove. Maybe this is the event for him, but no clue about what Mara is capable of at the ZrT Trackmania Cup. Hedra, Hugo, and Panda, semi-final no. Hedra, good player. Hugo, good player. Panda, good player. Put them in semi-final for now. Alpha, Balulu, Sokrato. I think it's Alpha Dream. I just forgot to. And Balulu. Balulu always makes the semi-final, but never makes it into the grand final. Sokrato, not a name I've heard too much about. Seen him some sort of recently. Alpha Dream is the manager of Gwen, also the manager of Binks, Wosal, and Worker, or maybe not the manager of them, but at least coaching them at this sort of boot camp, because Wosal is under Game Ward, and Alpha is also Game Ward. I put them in the quarterfinal. No clue. CarlJr, Bran, and then Kenny. CarlJr and Bran should be here, but they have actually decided to include Kenny, who is not a top Trackmania player, who is a good Trackmania player if you look at the bigger picture. But if you look at this field of players, I don't want to be harsh, but you cannot call him a good player in this sort of field. But I really like that CarlJr and Bren actually want to do this. They just want to have fun. They don't want to no-life this tournament, and then they do that with having a friend and playing together with him. Let's put them in the semi-final. I think CarlJr and Bren is able to collect so many points that the points that Kenny doesn't collect is still gonna be enough to advance into quarter-final. Or did I miss out on a point here? I think it's I should have checked this before recording it. I think this until the quarterfinal they collect points as a team, and then in the semifinal then they start collecting points individually. I essentially will put CarlJr, Bren, and Kenny at the stage where they collect points solo. I don't think they will make it from that stage simply because Kenny is not gonna have a fair chance against the other players. So I think it's gonna be hard for him, but like I said in the CarlJr interview, everything can happen. Kenny can end up lifting the trophy, so who knows? You have the power of CarlJr and Bren together with you, and anything can happen. But let's sort of fix this tier list because I don't want so many teams in. You know what? I put Pack Masa down and Spam. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It's essentially just going to be 3. I put them also down. So the winners are going to be Gwen, Papu, and Aurel. In the grand final, they're going to beat Glass, Stoffel, and Snow, and Binks, Mosal, and Worker. The semifinalists are going to be Team Pack, Team Grenady. Let's see. I'll actually put them there. 3, 6. So 2 of them needs to go away. I'll put them down. And I'll put them down. So I think this is the list. Don't feel confident about this because in the end, it's gonna matter about who is facing who. We can end up with a semi-finalist or where these two face against each other, and then only one team advances. So, but yeah, this will do. This will do. Now we only have to wait for the qualification that is taking place 17th and 18th of July. So Saturday and Sunday this upcoming weekend. And then we still haven't heard the official date for the semi-final and the grand final. But I hope you like this tier list. At least give him some sort of understanding about who the favorites for this event should be like. But like I said, this can end up being a finalist fiesta. This can end up being an event with some of the more surprising winners of the ZrT Trackmania Cup's history. But I'm all for it. I'm glad to see ZeratoR hosting another edition. I'm glad to see him taking a chance and testing out a new format. And I'm also glad to see the biggest stars of this cup in CarlJr and Bren actually testing it out and having more fun this time, and including a French streamer who is passionate about Trackmania but who is not a top player. But if you have to put money on someone, it's Gwen, Papu, and Aurel. But that's it. If you like this video, feel free to stay on this channel. I will do ZeratoR Cup interviews. I will try to interview ZeratoR himself. I will try to interview the winner. And maybe do some sort of recap after the event is over. And also, I will do a preview show with some Trackmania profiles between the qualifications and the grand final to get some real prediction down, because at the moment it still feels a little bit untenable, a little bit hard to predict. So hopefully it will be better after we've seen the qualifications that take place the 17th and 18th of July. But that's it for now. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you until next time. Bye bye.